Eastern Standard Time. So that's going down. If you're here from the region, still be on the lookout for us when all of your friends show up a little bit later on Mountain Standard Time and Pacific Standard Time. Speaking of high premium, that premium comes from the help of coaches, which public service announcement. Some of you have the habit of attempting to control how the coach is able to help you. What I mean by that is, you guys ever, or maybe you don't watch a lot of baseball, but in baseball, you can wave off a recommendation, right? So the pitcher looks at, nope, don't want to do it, don't want to do it, don't want to do it. So sometimes when the coach is there trying to assist you, you're waving them off. Nope, don't commit. Or the coach is saying, look, say this to the client. Nope, don't want to say it. The problem is the thing that you don't want to say, well, I'm not comfortable saying that. That thing you don't want to say is usually the thing that's going to get you to say it. So many of you that are waving off your coach, nope, not going to say it, not going to do it. You're having 0 days. So you may want to stop waving off your coach, and then you want them to give you some assistance, and you want them to say what they're saying to say. Now, and sometimes you might wave your coach off, and then the coach ignores you. Your coach might even jump straight in that call. It's called a barge. And you might be mad if your coach barges in. How dare you barge in on my call? Let me tell you why they're daring to barge into your call. Because the executive team is telling them to barge into your call. So you might say, how dare the executive team tell them to barge into my call? Here's why. You're on the call with an expensive lead. Some of the leads we're speaking to, they can cost $50. Some can cost $100 for the privilege of getting us on the phone, because you have to pay to acquire the lead. But every person that you dial that didn't answer the phone, still we had to pay to have that dial available. So by the time you get someone on the call, on the phone, the acquisition cost of that call can be, $100 or more, if you guys are following the math on that. So when you've got someone there and the coach can hear a sale or hear the potential of a sale, and then they're like, hey, say this. And you're like, nope. Then at that point, we're telling the coaches, come over the top of the ropes and just jump right in. Hey, Miss Jones, how you doing? Happy to be listening to the call. Let me tell you some thoughts. Now, when that happens, you might say as an agent, well, I don't want them to barge in. I was going to get that one. Or I don't want them to barge in. I know there was no sale there. And sometimes you feel confirmed in your belief because the coach comes over the ropes and they try to get the sale and they're not able to. So your brain says, see, I told you there was no sale. But what you don't realize is many times the reason that there is no sale is because of the groundwork that you laid prior to the coach having to jump over the ropes in desperation anyway. So your coach is jumping over the ropes, throwing a Hail Mary at that point because you have maybe handled that call to the best of your ability, but you've already taken it down the wrong path. So the coach is trying to snatch the wheel back, get the car back on the road. Sometimes they are successful, sometimes they are not. But whatever the case, if your coach jumps in, let them jump in, right? If your coach is whispering to you, say this, say it, but it doesn't sound right. It probably doesn't, because here's the blunt truth. Hold your heart. Not here to hurt your feelings. But many times what you think is right to say is the reason you don't have any premium this week. Or many times what you think is right to say is why you made $52,000 last year. The reason that what your coach is saying sounds unfamiliar, weird, uncomfortable, or even wrong, because they're speaking the $200,000 a year language. They're saying the things that people say that write 10,000 in one day. So it's weird to you. It's unfamiliar. Now, once you learn the $200,000 a year language, then you both will be on the same page. And once you both are on the same page, the coach won't have to come over the top to take your call over in the first place. Does that make sense? I used to tell agents all the time, if you knew when you needed me, you wouldn't need me. You guys follow that? Henry, I don't think I need you on this call. If you knew when you needed me, you would need me. That's the problem. The problem is you don't think you need me, and you do. That's why you didn't make $3,000 last week, and I did back when I was in my coaching days. So follow the lead of the coach. It doesn't matter if you think you need them. If you knew when you needed them, you wouldn't need them. They know when you need them. So when they're whispering in your ear, it will be wise to follow their direction If they jump into your call, it will be wise not to get upset. If you ever think a coach jumped into a call they shouldn't jump into, text me and I'll listen. And then I'll call you back and I'll say, yeah, they were right. Because 9 times out of 10, probably 99.999 out of 100, they're going to be right. But if you're ever like, nope, they jumped in and they shouldn't have, I'll listen to the call and I'll say, I'll tell you why they jumped in. I'll tell you why. And then you'll have more confidence in your coach assisting you. Make sense? Your coach is there to help. Let them do their job. When you let them do their job, then your talk time converts into premium. But you can't have talk time convert unless you get the talk time. And many of you, as Rory pointed out, you got the talk time yesterday. So you're about to experience reward instead of regret. Some of us are like, man, I should have made one more phone call. I was at 4 hours and 32 minutes, but you chose not to do it. Some of you chose not for a reason we understand. We did see some of the calls slow down yesterday, and we know why, because you were filing your taxes. We get it. But it's the 16th now, the 15th is over. So here we go. It's time for us to jump in and start to have some activity, continuing the activity. Many of us were able to make it onto that wheel. I hope your cameras are on right now, because how terrible it would be if we had folks that did not have their camera on. The wheel goes round and round, it lands on their name, and that individual does not receive the prize that is due to them because their camera is off. And there's 53 of you, which is 2 more than yesterday, that have a chance to win because you have at least 5 hours of talk time. There we go. CJ Enterprise has her camera turned on. I don't know if she has talk time or not. She's like, well, I don't know what's going on, but I'm turning my camera on just in case it helps me sometime. So when the wheel goes round and round, if it lands on your name, you're going to be the winner at the $100 prize level. If the wheel goes round and round and you've got 6 hours or more of talk time, you're going to be the winner at the $200 prize level. If the wheel goes round and round and you not only have the talk time, but you got some premium to go along with it, if you have between 0 and $24.99, you're going to get an extra $100 added to your prize. If the wheel goes round and round, you got at least 6 hours of talk time and you got 2,500 or more, you're going to get an extra $200 added to your prize for a chance to win up to $400 every time the wheel lands on your name. So that means it's either going to be good or it's going to get gooder. We're going to find out right now as that wheel comes to the fore. Oh boy, we sure hope that everybody is on this wheel. And oh boy, we sure hope that when the wheel goes round and round and lands on your name, you did what it takes to get the cash. Let the wheel go round and round. Who's going to be the first winner? I'll tell you who. It's going to be Karina.
Yeah, Karina.
I'm here.
Karina.
Here.
Great
Go,
job,
Karina.
We've got our
Good
first
job.
winner.
Way to go, Karina.
Let that wheel go round and round and find out who'll be adding. These are sales made yesterday, submitted to the SLS way to count for yesterday's sales. We're looking for Elizabeth Mency. Do anyone
Woo, Liz.
going twice?
I'm here.
Oh.
I'm here.
Hey, there with camera up, winner at the $100 prize level. Multiple
Great job, Lizzie.
quality.
Liz is always here, Henry.
She is always there.
Good job.
I think she's going to be $65 richer if I had to guess when she looks in her account. Let that wiggle right around. Winner. Oh boy, it pays to be Willie McPhelson right now, edging out Molly
Yeah, Willie.
hours of talk time.
I'm here.
And he has a little
Yes,
sale of Rooney.
sir.
Good job.
So just that quick, winner at the $300 prize level. Multiply that times his 13-week quality. It's going to be hundreds of bucks in his pocket. Look at it around. We've had no hate to see it. Hopefully by saying that, I did not inadvertently bring on a hate to see it. But since I don't believe in jinxes, I don't think it's true. So we've got a winner at Gamaliel.
Let's go again.
Let's go again.
I'm here.
Yay.
Gam.
Gam. Oh, Gam. All right, winner at the
Gam.
5 hours start time plus 1 hour. We've got a final winner coming up. Oh boy, the wheel has been friendly. It's spreading cash all over the teams, all over the time zones, all over the world. And our final winner of the day as that wheel goes round and round. Eventually the wheel's going to go round and round. Unless maybe I'm frozen again. There's the wheels going round and round.
It's got me going in circles.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh,
Excellent.
Lands old Zola. $6 time. Winner at the $200 prize level is Lance in the house.
oh, Lance.
Oh no.
Sir Lancelot, come
Technically
on, man.
West Coast, Henry. He's
Oh,
technically
no.
West
Yeah,
Coast.
he on the West Coast team.
Oh, let's go.
Okay, Sir Lancelot. There you go.
He doesn't live.
But he's on the West Coast
he's on the
schedule,
West Coast
though.
team.
He's on the West Coast schedule.
West Coast, West Coast.
Wonder who.
Come on, Henry. He was working hard.
What would
He
Tupac say?
was. We
Come on,
were
Henry.
working hard.
Yeah,
Yes,
There you go.
please.
yeah,
That part.
Tupac.
that
Get
part.
that serious face you
With
put
the
on.
record day, mind you.
Mercy.
Yeah.
Mercy.
Whoa, mercy, mercy me.
All right.
All right.
Since Eric said he works on a West Coast schedule, which
Coincides with.
I question, but I'm gonna let it slide. Let that slide take place because he's on the West Coast.
He's on the West Coast team. He's usually here.
Yeah, we can.
I'm
Yep.
gonna be there at 10 a.m. watching.
It's there.
Oh yeah, he's there.
No, I'm not gonna be there. I'm gonna be there at 12. Anyway, we got it. We're gonna let it go. All righty. So that's our fifth winner on the wheel today. If any of you are on some other team, you're gonna try to pull that West Coast card. It ain't gonna work. All right, it ain't gonna work. But I do happen to know some behind the scenes information, so I'll let that one slide. But here's what I won't let slide. I won't let slide the fact that if we are here at SLS, you have an obligation to yourself. And James alluded to that a little bit earlier because he talked about the commitment that you all made, not really so much to us. The commitment that you made is really to yourself because many of you want to make a six-figure income, and maybe you've done it before in another industry and you want to recapture that. Maybe you've done it before in the insurance industry and you want to recapture that. Maybe you had an opportunity someplace else, you were doing well, and then somebody changed the rules on you. Now you're here. Maybe you've never done it before and you want to do it for the first time, but you're wondering, is SLS the best place to accomplish this goal of being successful? Now, for many of you, you heard about the insurance industry, you got your insurance license, you came to SLS, and this is all you know. So in your brain, you're like, well, I guess the insurance industry is a place where everybody's happy and friendly. It's a family environment. There's SBCs helping to close sales. There's wheel spins. All insurance agencies are created equal. The only difference is the commission. So if you get a phone call and somebody says to you, hey, how much is your commission? You're like, oh, it's 50%. They're like, 50%? Oh my gosh. If you come with me, it'll be 70% or 90% or 100%. Your brain says to you, well, that's pretty sweet. I can go someplace else besides SLS. I wish them well. I thank them for all the training that they gave me. But if I go to this other place and I'm getting more commission, that means if I'm making 50% at SLS and this guy is offering me 100%, if I'm making $500 a week, I'll make $1,000 a week over there. Or if I'm making $1,000 a week over there, I'll make $2,000 a week. And so we leave. But what we don't realize is that voice in the night that's calling you saying, come hither, join me. Number one, they are SIF. In addition to being SIF, they're giving you gross contracts versus net. And you're so new to the business, you don't understand the difference. So you're like, okay, bigger contract, more money in my pocket. But it's not true. To prove it to you, I can tell you this all day long. But you're going to say, Henry, you're the president of sales. So of course you think that. Therefore, I invite now anyone to raise their hand that comes from someplace else to help that person that says, come on, math is math. Bigger contract, I'm gonna make more money. I want you to share where your experience coming from other places where they promise you the moon, the world, and stars. Oh yeah, you got a big old contract. You're like, all right, sounds good. And then some kind of way, when you got done and you look in your check, you're like, I don't get it. I know this has something to do with lead cost, training, and chargebacks. But some kind of way, I'm on this bigger contract at this other place and I'm not making money. if you could share what happened prior to you coming to SLS, it can save a soul. Because someone out there right now, they're thinking about it. They're like, I really like SLS, but I think I'm going. And they think that this is like the world. And they think, hey, it's just like this everywhere. And I'm going to go over there. I'm going to get rich. And they ain't. So to save them the trouble of leaving and then struggling and then having their ego hurt and then being embarrassed to come back and then scratching and surviving like an episode of Good Times for 6 months and then finally breaking down and saying, oh, yeah, I was wrong. I'm back. Save all that drama. Who can share what life was like in their other world?
Henry, this could be dangerous because you don't know what they're going to say.
Hey, Rory, I tell you, I don't, and yet I do. It's like when you're 17, you tell your parents, I'm leaving. And it's like, technically you could leave and become a millionaire. It could happen.
Like
but
a lawyer. I heard an old saying, Henry, like the lawyer is never supposed to ask a question without knowing the answer.
Exactly, Rory. Sometimes I live dangerously, though. I'm confident on this one because I do recruiting calls. And so I hear what everybody said, but you know what? So it's here we go. We're just gonna throw. I'm just gonna open the door. I'm gonna open the door and see what happens. So we got Wendy Epstein. All right, so here we go. So they're gonna get a phone call, Wendy. They're gonna come over here to blah blah blah. Yeah, we got it going on. Wendy, what do you think?
Okay. I think Elaine was first, but
Elaine,
it was Elaine, Chris, Monica, then me. I just don't want to let Elaine go first.
All right, fine, Elaine. Tell us what Elaine, the floor has been given to you.
Well, when I started in insurance, it was, no, I'm not. When I started in insurance, I started out in the field, and that was the only option at the time, and I pretty much had it mastered. Well, I came to SLS in March of 23, and in July of last year, just having issues, things going wrong, still fighting with transportation and all that stuff. I tried it again. And 27,000 miles later on my car I just got, lead vet, everything else. And they resold my clients. That was lovely. I got a call from Rihanna asking me if I wanted to come back. And she's happy and I'm happy with what's happened since I got back. So I'm not going anywhere.
Give it up for Elaine. Everybody.
Great job, Elaine. Glad you're here. Glad you're on the base.
Thank you for the insight.
Now, Elaine is a unique example. I was going to let Elaine go last because Elaine has been here and then she left. And now she's back. So she's got, her story is even more unique. However, Wendy is so polite. I didn't want to overstep Wendy's politeness. But now you've heard Elaine's story. So Elaine has been here. She left. She came back. Wendy hasn't left. She came from another place. Now she's here. So Wendy, another angle.
Okay, so I got my license in 2017 and I bounced around a little bit. I did Aflac. That was door to door. I am not a great door to door person. I am much better on the phone. Then I tried a couple different ones where you bought leads, some where they gave you leads, but the way they were getting the leads was it just seemed so fishy. And then in 2019, I did go to SelectQuote. It was a W-2. I did really well in 2019. And, in 2020 and 2021, I sold 1,800,000. But when I left and I wasn't invested, I left every single commission behind. And I love that, the couple things that attracted me here were the account, the fact that I didn't have to immediately pay for chargebacks out of my checks, and also that it only is 3 years for vesting. And I tried another few companies in between. I don't even remember the names. I tried a whole bunch. Then I went to Medicare, hated it, and I'm so glad to be here. And I share a lot that I'm sober. I'm almost 18 years sober. And in AA, we say stay. And in SLS, we say stay because the grass is not greener on the other side. It is green where you water it. and I've been going through a lot with my transition. I will be in my own condo this weekend, and next week will be a whole different world. So thank you for everything you guys do for us.
Well, we thank you for everything you do. Give it up for Wendy, everybody.
Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you, Wendy.
Congratulations, Wendy.
Go, Wendy.
Awesome, Wendy.
Good
Great
Way to
job.
go, Wendy.
Wendy's always apologizing for having to get organized and reorganized, and yet she's writing business all throughout the chaos. So who knows when she's actually stable? Who knows what she's going to be able to do when she can sit in one place all day long? Somebody else that does pretty well around these parts and comes from another land is Monica Henderson herself, the Talk Time Queen. Monica, is it just like this all across the world?
No, it is not, Mr. Henry. It's not. Coming here is a true blessing. It just brings tears to my eyes. I can just cry all day, but I gotta make calls, so I can't cry. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful to Yahweh every single day. I came from a place where, yeah, you got 120%. Who doesn't want 120%? I do. Oh my gosh! But you didn't tell me I have to pay $1,000 out of my own pocket for leads, and I don't have a credit card because I don't believe in debt. So I got to scratch up $1,000 every week. And also the $1,000 a week, you have to pay 100% of the chargebacks, or you get a vector. And so they're threatening your business, So then you gotta pay that back and you still gotta buy the leads, even though you paid back those chargebacks. They want it like ASAP. The CRM system, the SLS Connects, that's amazing because you have to buy $1. And that's going to cost you at least, $200 a month. And then you got to get the leads put in there. And the dollar system is not like our dollar SLS where all you do is just press the button and the calls, your calls are coming through and you get to leave a voicemail without you having to speak. You just press the button. There you go. On to the next. Is how you can just keep going. I just love it. And then the coaches, oh my gosh, that's like gravy. That's amazing that we get that. We get Rihanna, Vioria, Tina Marie, that they are there in our ears. I cannot imagine someone not wanting them in our ears to say, this is what you need to say. Whatever they tell me, I'm saying it. I don't care if I understand what they're saying. I'm just going to say it because I know that they know, and I appreciate them. I love you girls so much. And the coaching that we have, the meetings that we have here every morning, that encourages you. It uplifts you. We need that. We're only human. We can do but so much on our own. We are not an island. We need people, and I know I do. And then Mr. Rory, he gives us contests every day. Like every day, I'm like, oh, I'm telling my daughter, Diamond, I want a contest today. I'm so excited, So I'm grateful. I'm thankful, and I'm glad to be here. And I know that this is my home. So thank you guys, and God bless you.
Give it up for Monica.
Good job,
Thank
Monica.
you, Monica.
Way to go,
Go,
Monica.
Monica.
Come on, girl.
This is a place you can make some sales, you can have some fun, and this is a place that we are welcome to everybody to have success. Sometimes when people are saying their testimony, they'll say things like, oh, thank the Lord that I'm here, thank God, or something like that. Those are just extemporaneous expressions that people use. Sometimes Monica, she'll say, thank Yahweh. I said, who's Yahweh? If Monica was allowed, she would tell you to go to Psalms 83:18, and then you find out that Yahweh is the name of the Lord. I know she wants to say it. She's not preaching.
Amen.
She's not preaching. She would want to put that out there because it just happens to be a matter of fact. So you don't think she's saying anything strange. So that's where she apparently learned that name at some point in her life, and she wants folks to know about it. But whether you want to know about Yahweh or God or Allah or Buddha or Jehovah or whoever, right? These are things that are motivating many of you all, and it motivated her decisions. So we're appreciative to have her here and look forward to her future success. Chris Reese, she is here.
Good morning.
And we're glad she's here. But she wasn't always there. Chris Reese, what's it like on the other side?
All righty. Well, good morning. So I started with Primerica. I never did insurance, and I've tried other sales. I've never sold a thing in my life, to be honest. I've tried, you name it, Amway, Chef Pampered, fire alarms, nothing, right? But So when I started with Primerica, my goal, all I did was recruit. I recruited over 100 people, and I literally got paid Zippo. My upline was just drink. I never heard of them, honestly. And I'm not putting them down. It wasn't Primerica, it was the guy. But anyways, I knew nothing, right? Then I went to another one, and I was like putting in my heart and soul, very little training, promised leads, promised this, oh, you'll get appointments from a couple different companies. And so then I gave it up after 3 agencies and went to work somewhere. And then I was like, answered an ad on Indeed, I think it was, and talked with Justin, signed up right then. I was like, and I told my husband about it, and he's just rolling his eyes. Oh, here we go again, right? He literally did. And I struggled the first couple of months, and but then boom, the light bulb went off. All the coaching, training, everything, it's still ongoing. I mean, I'm just so grateful for everything that is here and set up, and talk about having to pay a $59 fee. Once I realized 30 hours, I don't have to pay that fee. That's my goal. Why would I not want an extra $200 for my monkey money? Why would I not want, and what happens after that? So I'm just so grateful to be able, I mean, so many coaches have trained me, helped me, mold me, and, excited to be working with Jennifer as well. I mean, just all the little nuggets that you can get and make yourself. In the beginning, I tried being this person, that didn't work. I just told myself, be yourself, put the work in, listen, analyze. I mean, Jennifer gave me or corrected me on something I was saying. Boom. The next thing I did, my homework was, okay, I'm going to read that. I'm going to find it out. Boom. Because that's what helps me grow. And I'm so grateful that there's so many people that help us from the top up. I mean, I love it. I love it here. I'm not going to go anywhere. Well, when I get my monkey, we'll see about my hours. But no, I really it's a golden opportunity. And when I hear so many people, trust me, I get people that pull me. I don't know where they get my number or anything, trying to pull me to this company, that company. Agents that have quit and try to pull me here and there, I ignore them. They're no longer my friend. I know that sounds rude, but my heart and soul is here with everything that I've been blessed with from Rory on down, because I can generally see everyone cares, not just about money in their own pockets, but our success. And I'm just grateful.
Give it up for Chris Reese, because we're grateful for her too.
Thank you, Chris Reese.
Thank you, Chris.
Alien.
Nanu.
Nanu.
Good job, Chris.
Chris said when people leave, they're not her friend. There's actually some truth to that, because many times when people are leaving, if they weren't trying to pull you and make money, you'd never hear from them again. They're not your actual friend. So they're only your friend, like, oh yeah, come over here. I want to get a recruiter to get over it off you. Once you say no, they're not inviting you to the barbecue next July. So don't get pulled into that fake friendship stuff. Greg Ravenel knows about fake friends. He's going to take that. I got 4 people and I got about 5 minutes. So I'm going to go 30 to 60 seconds. But Greg's so happy he sings every day. Greg, what's
Check it out. I'm going to sing this part because you are in my system. Nice. Y'all don't know nothing about that, but check this out. This system that we have here is like no other system anywhere. You don't get no better than this. They've tried it, and the good thing about it that they have tried it and walked us through every step of the way that they went through, and they still involve and create new systems from what they've learned. Rory and Mr. O. Henry, Lord have mercy, he's a bad boy. And look, Rory, for y'all to hook up, that was only God, man. That was only God.
I have a question.
And for y'all to give it to us like this is straight, man. And I ain't gonna go through the other people that I've worked with, PHP and a couple of others and that kind of thing, because it's irrelevant. But my ex-wife used to call them the rah-rah group. Rah-rah.
Yes, lot of rah-rah.
A lot of rah-rah.
But not a lot of moolah. So Give it up for Greg, everybody, telling his truth.
Good job,
Thank you, Greg.
Love
Victoria,
you, dude.
Hey.
Love you. Keep singing, brother.
keep singing. Victoria, what's it like out in them streets?
Keep singing, Greg. I love it. Hey, good morning, everybody. So I came here from a company that I started out in the field. I just love to hear you all talk about the field because I got some doozies about the field. But this was when I first came here. I came from the field. And then I was making really good money, but I had to share my money. I didn't like that. My money is my money. I did the work. And I did not like that. So I kept looking around and I found another company that I went to for about 3 weeks. And I didn't stay there because I didn't feel the love at all. So then I found SLS. I saw Mr. Henry on a Facebook ad and I was like, I'm gonna call that man. I'm gonna see what they all about. And I did. And he said, yes. Now I did leave, but I left because I was ill and I did not do anything while I was out. And when I called him, because he sent me a note, he said, if you ever want to come back, all you have to do is call. Same with Miss Jennifer. She said, Victoria, I hate to see you go, but if you ever want to come back, please don't hesitate. So I called and it was just like that. Mr. Henry said, yeah, come on back. So I just want to say this. Thank you. And yes, sometimes the timing and all that gets strenuous, but just keep pushing. Just keep that feet on the gas and whatever you can do and do it to the best of your ability. That's all I got.
Keep on pushing.
Telling the truth.
Yeah.
Love it, Victoria. And so
Great
glad you
job,
ended up on
Victoria.
the
Job, Victoria.
Banksters.
And we're glad to have
I
her.
love
job,
the
Victoria.
Banksters.
Sly Kate. Do you have any words of wisdom, sir?
Now I'm gonna tell you something from a totally different angle.
Okay.
Right? Not the leads, not the system, none of that. What I saw that drove me out of my mind is when people pass the book, right? That's one thing I don't see here, and I love it. But it would go something like this. I would say, Henry, can I ask you a question? Well, you need to talk to James. James, can I ask you a question? Well, you need to talk to Rory. Rory, can I ask you a question? Well, you need to talk to Eric. And it'll just keep going and going and going. And I was saying to myself, these people are in leadership or in management and can't answer a simple question. It was always sending you here, sending you there. And it drove me crazy because I believe if you are asked a question, direct question, you should give a direct answer. That's part of leadership as well. Not passing a buck here, there, and it drove me nuts. And the good thing about here is you don't see that. The transparency is there. That's why I say it's on a different level than just the leads and the system and chargebacks and all of that. And that I appreciate it because it's almost like military style, where if you need to speak to somebody, you can speak to them. And I appreciate that part of it.
Well, thank you very much. And we
I
appreciate
agree.
that. That's our
Yes.
style. When you're telling the truth, you don't have to run, Sly. So you
Yeah.
got a question, I got to answer.
With you when you right.
Great
I'll
job,
get-
Sly.
I'll
Thanks,
get-
Sly.
Great job.
with the answer. So give it up for Sly, everybody.
Great job,
With you when you
Sly.
right. Good job, Sly.
Thanks, Sly.
Right.
And
I have two stories. Is
Who's
it
this?
okay if I tell
Who-
Michelle?
oh, sure. But you got to go fast, though. Because we can say 57, but yes.
Okay, really quick. Okay, so I have two stories. The first story is that I was really good at appointments, and so Ken at a company I work for said that I have to have someone else close that I didn't even know for the appointments I made, and it was 70-30. And then that gentleman, and then I was told that if I didn't do it, because I said no, if I didn't do it, that I couldn't work there anymore. So then he did something wrong and they let him go, and he took his whole book of business. And then all of a sudden they said to me, I have like a $400 charge back, and he's gone and he's nowhere to be found. And then I had to pay the charge back with the little money that I made from my sales. and it took me forever to get to 0. And then the second thing is that I would sell a insurance policy for, let's say, $80 a month, and then they would give me like a $3 commission, and then they say to me, we really don't pay much for final expense.
Justice for Michelle, everybody. Make some noise for Michelle. Sarah.
Bloom,
So glad you're here.
I'm glad to hear.
Michelle,
Thank
that's
you. Thank
Justice
you.
for Michelle.
Mary.
We getting the t-shirts made. Justice for Michelle.
Justice.
She's free because she's here with us. You're free.
Thank you. Thank you.
Not on my
Gloom,
That's
despair.
We
Agony
call
on
back
me.
shenanigans around these parts of the system. Shenanigans were afoot. If my grandmother was here, she said, baby, shenanigans were afoot over there. So now that you are here, now that all of you are here with SLS, it's important that you take advantage of this opportunity. It's not better out there in them streets. I promise you it's better here, but this is what you make it. It's good. You're going to get out what you put in. So today, put in the effort. Man, I got to commend you all because all this week, we have 50, 60, all these people are getting either 5 hours or 6 hours of talk time, and many of you are hitting your goals. The only question now is, are we going to continue this contest or not? Which, now we've got a lot of effort there. Some people are selling, some people aren't. I'm going to let Rory make the call. So we're going to leave, and either we're going to say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, no excuses, results count. And our motivation is going to be the fact that we want a big old commission check next week. And our motivation is going to be that we're chasing President's Club. And our motivation is going to be that we want to change our lives. Or we're going to have all that and a little cherry on top of continuing the contest. Rory, what say you?
Well, Henry, if I didn't do it, the way you set that up, I'd be the most unpopular guy around here.
Imagine that.
Well, guess what? Looks like the contest is going down.
Woo, woo, woo. Let's do it again.
Love it.
If you haven't been in yet, jump in. If you've been in, stay in. See you tomorrow with cameras on. I got a feeling. Sometimes I get this feeling. I don't get them every day. But I got a feeling that everybody's going to be in this contest. Raise your hand before we go. If you're like, you know what, I'm getting my 6 hours and I'm getting on that wheel, raise your hand so I can see my feelings going down the right direction. And as you raise your virtual hands, take your Zooms off mute.
Henry, can I do a bonus on the spins or not?
Oh boy.
Yes, you
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Please.
Sounds like it's about
He's making Michelle's day.
Good
He's
word.
gonna make Michelle's
Oh,
day.
yeah, we don't mind.
I recommend you guys raise your hands now, because if he's in bonus mode, the more hands he's the better mood he's going to be in. If you're serious. All right, Rory, the floor's yours.
Okay, so the regular is 5 spins, right, Henry?
That's correct.
Let's go up in 5,000 increments. If we do 125,000 as an agency, let's make it 6. 130,000, let's make it 7. 135,000, let's make it 8. 140,000, let's make it 9. And 145,000, let's make it 10.
Nice. This is
Awesome.
the lowest requirement that we've had to get the 10 spins so far. So take advantage, everybody. Shoot for that.
So Henry, every group though, since this is every group's got to pull together. Like every coaching group, all has to have the biggest day ever.
And to do that, each one of you have to have the biggest day ever. And to do that, it's real simple. You got to get off of this part of the breakout room. You got to get out of this area, go to your VCCs, get organized, get pumped up. Then here's the key. The energy that you have this morning, keep that same energy all day long. Keep it until you hit your goal. Don't stop today until you hit your goal. If you're serious about your success, I want you to go yelling your way to your VCCs in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey.
It's going to be a big day. I can feel it like the Jackson Store. It's
I can feel it.
Dun,
Can you
dun,
feel it?
dun,
Can
dun.
you feel it? I'm with you, Henry. I'm with you, man. Let's get it.
All right.
Dun, 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 dun,
Uh-oh.
dun,
All
dun,
right,
dun,
Amari,
dun.
where you at, boy?
You go, Greg.
I'm calling out my generation now.
Yes, you are.
See, I saw the Victory Tour through a fence at Orchard Park because I couldn't afford a ticket, but the music was so loud. We were jamming in our 9-seater station wagon. Me and all my friends like, yeah.
Nice.
And we were just imagining what Michael was doing. And like,
Watch out, Henry. Watch out now. Even gangster, dog. Even gangster.
When are we gonna have like an SLS
Hilarious.
Saturday evening karaoke wheel spin
Oh,
gathering?
No, you don't want to do that.
In Orlando.
Oh,
In
Lord,
Orlando.
Zach, what are you doing to it,
I've,
man?
I've
Come on
kicked
now.
the hornet's nest, and now I will go to
And
my
now I
breakout room.
nominate you to
Oh,
go
how
first.
about a live?
And you are going to
this
go
is going,
first.
Zach.
That's right. That's
I
right.
like where this is going. An SLS Zoom karaoke party.
Absolutely.
I'll have to give this some thought. How can we turn this into fun and money for you all? Inquiring minds want to know.
Only you.
Hey, Henry,
and
real quick
Warren
question.
Go come up with.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for you want me to run the replay, and then you guys are gonna come
So
out.
we'll actually be there at 10 o'clock. Either
Okay.
at least one member of the executive will be there to kick it off. Then we'll get out your way. Let's play replay and do your thing.
Copy that. All right.
Alrighty.
Thank you, sir.
Congrats again, Eric.
Thank you, sir.
If you're here for the very first time or the first couple of times and you're like,